Peace and blessings, y'all. This is DVJ and Michelle. This is the Cold World Podcast in Milwaukee. It's Thursday night. About to get ready to watch some football, NBA. You know what I mean? Just wanted to say thanks to everyone that's listening. We really appreciate it. Shout out my family. I love y'all. And I hope everyone's doing okay. You know what I mean? For y'all that voted for Kamala Harris, you know, we appreciate it. We're all licking our wounds. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be all right. Just keep trudging through the bullshit. And enjoy this episode. Peace. Yeah, I'm watching Juice. Waiting for the games to come on.
But this thing, in the form of a person that you call a black person, you don't know what that is, except it's something you're supposed to if you are classified as white. And even if you're classified as black, you are supposed to despise that thing and not only express it in words every now and then, not so much in the modern days, but you certainly express it in your actions toward it. Put it last on your list of things that are supposed to be given any kind of constructive consideration. And this is the society that we're in, worldwide. And that's another thing. Stop talking about in the Northwestern Hemisphere. This is worldwide, always has been. White supremacy is everywhere. There's no place you can go where it doesn't reign supreme. That's what it means by supreme. That's everywhere, in every area of activity. Economics, they control it. If there's any people of color calling themselves having some kind of economic system that's not subject to the white supremacists, you're fooling yourself. Education, they hoard all the knowledge and have you come to them to get it. They have it set up like that. And they tell you how much of it you can get. And not only that, if you're a person of color, they tell you what you can use it for and what you better not use it for. And they got the muscle to back it up. And then that's economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And if you have color in your skin, they dominate your movements in all of these areas of activity, truth be told.
I want to hear him tell this dude he basically signed up for his own mass deportation. Morning. I'm going to break the news to him. Because this is the gas station I was at where I was telling y'all, where I asked that dude, I'd asked the guy like who he was voting for or whatever, and he said that they were going for Trump, but they weren't sure or whatever yet. I'm sure they did end up voting for dude. So I just want to let them know that they literally voted. They gave dude the okay to mass deportate them. Let's see. Okay. Morning.
Morning.
And can I get 1 pack of Newport 100s? Did you end up voting?
Sorry?
Did you end up voting?
No, I was not in...
oh, you can't. Because I was in here the other day and I was talking to the one guy that works in here. Wait, how much I owe you? $15.43. Okay. Yeah, I was talking with the other guy that works in here. Okay. And I was asking him if he was voting or whatever, and he said that he was. And I asked him, I was like, "Who you going for?" He said Trump. And then he said that he wasn't sure yet, though. He said it was him and a group that were doing it. And I had a conversation with him just to let him know, if you're voting for Trump, and you look like me or you with dark skin or whatever, he wants you out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
He's literally gonna mass deport people. So I was trying to tell dude, like, if you vote for him, you're literally signing up to be mass deported. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I don't understand it. He's literally telling them that, and they're literally signing up for it. I don't know if they think that he's talking about other people's family, or you know what I mean? He's not talking about no, he's talking about yours, theirs, everyone's. Even if you're legal, even if you have legal status, he wants to get rid of you. So I just don't understand who could vote for that. It doesn't. I don't know what world I'm living in anymore. I don't. We good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man. Yeah. That guy couldn't vote. So basically, he's on a visa. Then I didn't even need to ask him that. He's on a work visa. You know what I'm saying? And he can't vote. That's crazy. So he's like, me and him are basically in the same kind of boat. He might as well be on parole, because all he can do is work. I mean, he's got to pay his taxes and stay out of trouble. I mean, obviously, you stay out of trouble just because you want to stay out of trouble. But, you know what I'm saying? He can't even fart wrong. Or they'll you know what I'm saying? They'll revoke his paperwork or whatever, however that all goes, and he'll have to leave. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the equivalent of me. Like if I fuck up, I get sent back to prison or get revoked or get a sanction or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can't vote. I can't own a firearm. Same thing. That's crazy as hell. And then they wonder why, like, we never win elections. Because between people that just don't get up off their ass and vote because they don't think it matters. And you know what? There's some truth to that. Look, like a state like Texas, for example, or a state like Louisiana. States that are just red every fucking time. If you're somebody black or you're somebody Latin, right, and you live in Texas, and you know your state is red, you know your state's going to be red every time, right? Why would you vote? You know what I'm saying? Like, here's my point. If you were a Harris supporter, right, and you live in Texas, and you know your state is red, they're going Republican every fucking time, every election, it's red, right? Sea of redness. So you know that it's not turning blue. So, like, why would you vote? Why would you vote? Like that, or a state like Louisiana. Why would you vote? Or if you live in somewhere like Montana or like Idaho or like North Dakota, some shit like that, where there's literally no black people around, like, and you're one of a handful of black, like, ain't nothing moving. Your state's gonna remain red, because there ain't enough of you there to make a difference. There's not enough black people there, Latin people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That would be like, Harris supporters. There's not enough people. You literally don't have the amount of people to switch it, to make it blue. So people like that, they don't vote. So in situations like that, I can see why someone would stay home and not vote, because your vote literally don't matter. It literally does not matter. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But that's why that electoral college shit, they need to go on and get rid of that, man. Because that basically that's saying your vote matters. It really it matters depending on what state you live in. So and then what happens is it ends up being like a battle between 7 states. That's why they call it the battleground states. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in reality, 7 states get to decide who wins, who's president. You know what I'm saying? That's all by design, man. That's all by design. How the hell do you think that, we've had 46 presidents and only one of them has been black? People be like, oh, well, Barack, he won twice. Yeah, but it's still the same dude. It's one man. So, like, all the evidence points, you know what I'm saying? So we're living in a white man's world. Tupac ain't lying. Y'all go check that song out off that Machiavelli album. White man's world. That's what we're living in, man. That's what we're living in. So in true reality, this world, especially, you know, here in the United States, it's not going to change for the better for black and brown people until, like, Congress and the Senate, you know, lawmakers, until the majority of them are black and brown. Now, I'm talking about the good ones. That's the only way, like, things are really going to change a little bit. You have to have people in there making laws that feel and think like you do and that, like, truly understand you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But y'all Trumpers, y'all made y'all bed. Y'all got to lie in that shit. Like they said, you can't change the sheets for 4 years. So you're going to have to lay in dookie. You're going to have to lay in that dookie bookie for 4 years. Yeah. All right, y'all. Get out of here. I'm just about at work. I'll holler at everyone soon. Peace.
His secret 7-member drug concert proposed to the most successful black heroin dealers in New York, some of whom attended his birthday party for Barnes in the middle 70s. According to Barnes, they shared an oath of brotherhood and loyalty to one another. The oath of brotherhood was 7 words. Treat my brother as I treat myself.
Rolling down I-95, damn near crash, daydreaming, I got cash in my eyes. Need to pull it over, put some gas in the ride, cause some air fresheners and I pass 65. Need to make it there, then make it back, thinking that we gon' make it, have faith in that. Rolling down I-95, know I'm dead wrong, but I'm staying headstrong, cause I'm trying to survive.
He was speeding on the highway, on the West Side Highway one night, about 2 in the morning. And when I read the paper the next morning, they were saying that this guy fishing caught with $1 million in the trunk. He went from selling jeans out of the van, 18 park man, to living on top of the world. He got on the Apollo Theater. So his dream come true.
Rolling down I-95, hoping that the troopers don't look at my ride. Thought about the game when I was cooking my pies. Looked at my kids, then I looked at my wife. I don't want to keep hustling for too long, but I don't want to keep struggling, it's too wrong. Looking at the stash, one trip and it's on. Now I gotta leave, hit the whip and I'm gone. Now you know everything is ill on the streets. Needless to say that my will's getting weak. Money getting short and my life getting deep. Plus I got bills from my head to my feet. Now somebody said prayer with the God, and I don't want to spend another day in the yard. Why play the game if the game getting hard? But we still on I-95 and we rolling so hard.
It's that street corner indoctrination, that criminal ethic, that street corner value system is overpowering. And I started crying on the stand.
They people see some money, they really see what they're doing, man. They're too busy about money, like the labels. They don't care what you rap about. Honestly, they don't. Because if they did, the shit that's out there that was out there before wouldn't have been out there. They censored that shit from the start. Like, I can't let you play that. They just stop it.
Check this one out, y'all. See, this is I don't even really know what she's saying yet. This is a white lady though, and the heading says, "Dear white women who voted for Trump." Let's see what she's talking about.
You are bleeding all the white. So it looks like all the white women who voted for Trump are about to find out what Serena Joy went through when they cut off her little finger in The Handmaid's Tale. Because Trump's buddies are all over social media saying, hey, guess what? We are going to enact Project 2025, and Trump has just promised us all spots in his administration. Joke's on you. So have fun with that one, ladies, because we told you so. And when you are bleeding out in an emergency room, when they take away your right to vote, all of these things that are about to happen to you, they're not going to ask you who you voted for. They're not going to ask you what you thought about Project 2025, and you really thought it was Agenda 47, and that's not what Trump told you. They're not going to care one little bit, because we're all going down with the ship. Okay? Because this country couldn't elect a woman president. They especially couldn't elect a woman of color.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, you put a man in office who's guilty of assault, who's a felon, because you'd rather carry water for the white men in your life. Congratulations, ladies.
That's some real talk right there. Good for her. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. It was like 52 or 53% of white women supported Trump, so that means other 47 or whatever it is supported Harris. So there's a little struggle right there. But, you know, we appreciate, I'll just say I know, we appreciate, you know what I'm saying? And that's what when I say the good whites, it's not like a shot. It's, you know, good white people. It's, you know, good is good. Good is a positive word. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least they, you know, have empathy. They know what's going on. They understand. They're critical thinkers. You know, and they don't allow race to get in the way of just having a clear view of things and just understanding. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, like, white people will never truly understand what black people go. I like to use this analogy. I haven't used it in a while. It's like us, like, no one can understand what it's like to have gone to prison, done prison time. Like, no one can understand that. People can say to me, man, that had to have been fucked up. Man, I'm, you know, sorry you had to go through all of that. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, you know, you appreciate that, but, like, they can never truly understand what you went through. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, like, white people can't truly understand what black people went through and what our experience is like. That's why I would say, like, when white people are explaining things, a lot of them, like, they're viewing things from their lens, from their world, how their mind sees things. And if you have no black people in your world, like, we're not going to be considered in your thoughts and your feelings and how you see things and stuff like that. Because everyone in your circle is white. Everything is white. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, like, white people can't truly understand. Basically, my point is, if you, like a man can never tell, like a man can never tell a woman, like, what it's like to be pregnant. Because we can never be pregnant. So, like, we can't tell a woman what it's like to carry a child for 9 months and give birth and all that. All we can say as men is like, damn, I can imagine. That's gotta hurt. Like, carrying a baby and pushing that out. Like, that's that's about as far as we can just be like, oh, man, that's gotta hurt. But other than that, like, we can't really give an analysis on what it's like to be pregnant and carry a child and all that. That's what I'm saying. Like, so, you know, if you haven't experienced, if you haven't walked in somebody's shoes, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to really understand a person. And that's where you have to open your mind and have empathy and try to put yourself in somebody else's position. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to truly understand or truly walk in somebody's shoes to at least have the empathy or just be able to just, like, in your mind be like, damn, that's got to be fucked up. Like, I wouldn't want to live like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take that much just to figure that out. Just if you have somewhat of a brain in your head, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I know I'm ranting, but good for that white lady. Good for that lady. I'm just going through some of my bookmarks that I have. Let's see what Rachel Maddow has to say. I have been seeing this and stuff on my feed and just like kind of, but I haven't really delved into it or even really talked about it or, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know if this will get traction or how, like, I don't know. But they're saying 20,000 votes. 20 million votes. Says Rachel Maddow knew something was up. What was the secret between Trump and Johnson? Let's see what Rachel Maddow's saying.
Vote this time.
Let's see.
But let me also point out something more strange, which has been happening at the same time and it hasn't had as much attention.
About to go make some coffee.
The day before Trump made those remarks on Friday. On Friday, he said, you're never going to have to vote again after you vote for me this one time.
Oh, yeah, he did say that shit. He did say that shit. And he made it sound like it was like, for sure, if you vote for me, you'll never have to vote again. He did say that shit.
The day before that, on Thursday last week, he didn't say that people wouldn't have to vote anymore once he was elected this November. Now, the day before that, on Thursday, he told his supporters, not that they're not going to have to vote again, but that they don't have to vote this time. That they don't need to vote for him this November.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes. He said that on Thursday last week. And it turns out this is something, when you look, he says this all the time now. Watch.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes.
We don't need votes. I tell my people, I don't need any votes. We got all the votes we need. I don't need votes. We don't need votes. We got more votes than anybody's ever had. You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes.
Don't worry about voting.
Yeah, like who would ever say that? And you're running a campaign. Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
This is a truly strange thing to tell people, right? Don't vote. I don't need your vote. I don't want your vote. I mean, all the surface level weirdness is, worth noting. Having a new position on literally anything you can think of as soon as any random rich guy tells you to. That's a weird thing. Picking the eccentric billionaire's intern for your running mate, even though you apparently had no idea who he was or what a disaster he is on television. All of this is weird. But telling voters, do not bother to vote for me. It doesn't matter if you do. I don't need your votes.
Yeah,
that is
crazy.
A thing that should prick up your ears.
Yeah, buddy. No lies detected there. Let's see what Jadakiss is talking about. He's freestyling. Let's see. Let's see what Jada Monte.
Yeah, yo, I tell you this much, hip-hop is not dead. Change gonna come, just like Barack said. Money, power, respect, like the lock said. You'll be the man of the house, my pop said. Now can you picture me rolling like Pac said? Do it for the inmates and all of the hotheads. Heat the streets up right quick, it's all timing. Gucci everything, Sierra Leone diamond.
I don't know, my nigga. I ask myself the same shit every day. How the fuck am I supposed to survive? Life's real over here, you know? Styles don't smile, the hood too foul, the little niggas swell. Man lost travel, hit him with some numbers he ain't even doing chow. He ain't even sleeping, even thinking about his child. It's real fucked up, but he won't see him for a while. Same bullshit trying to get you a money pal. You all see the rebar, the jail doors lock tech with the air hose cocked. Now I don't wanna shoot or get shot, but the narrows not. Don't fuck with these fuck niggas, I air those blocks. It's real hard to sleep when it's money on the mind and murder on the mind. Puffing on the Dutch with a fist full of iron. Somebody mom crying cause somebody boy dying. It's the same old shit. From the wake to the funeral, same old trip. Crack money, rap money, the same old grip. Ashtray could've smiled out in Texas, living reckless. Said the cops gon' get you, or niggas will leave you breathless. Shit, I'm a winner, more like a sinner. Trying to make it to dinner, then live out the breakfast, you know? Trey, SB, how the fuck are we supposed to smile?
So, I'm just going to give y'all an example of, we were talking about like how, and I did this, I think like last week on a podcast. I read some more of the numbers, but so I pulled up the state of Texas, right? Because I just wanted to, I ain't going to say prove a point, but just point out something. So you know how we were talking about how like here in Wisconsin, right? The demographics of the voter base here is the biggest group of voters in the state of Wisconsin are white people at about 82, close to 83%, right? So that means the other 17, 18% of the residents in the state are black, or brown or whatever. So we make up 18% of the voting base versus white people who make up 82%. So how are you supposed to win anything with that? We literally don't have the numbers here to win elections, even if everyone came out and voted. And then you subtract from that black and brown group, like I always say, people on parole, visas, in county jails that don't vote, that haven't been convicted of crimes. Like, all of those people aren't voting. That's thousands of people's votes, or potential votes that are just gone, or, never happened. So, like, how are you, you're up against a giant. How are you supposed to win anything? You know what I mean? But my example here, so I pulled up the thing for Texas, right? Because a state like Texas is fascinating. It's strange to me. Well, it's not strange because I figured out and I understand why. But so, like, a state like Texas, right? So they have, let's see. So their voter. So this is Texas, the Texas Politics Project. This is their little website or whatever. And this is percent voting by age, gender, educational attainment, race, and family income. Okay? So the voter, so by race, white, non-Hispanic, is 58.8%. Okay? Of their voting group are white people. Black, non-Hispanic. Percentage of Texas. Oh, wait, hold on, my bad. Okay, yeah, here it is. Texas, yes, 58.8% of their voting group votes white. I mean, they are white. 58.8% of their voting demographic is white people. So that means, what, 42% would that be or whatever? 40-some% is black and brown people. There's a lot of Latin people in Texas. There's a lot of black people in Texas. Texas is a huge state, right? So if it's that close, right? 58-42. I mean, there's a little, what, 16% or whatever, but that is close enough to where that state shouldn't always be red. Is my point, because Texas is always red. It's a red state. So why is that? Because you would think with that many Latin people and black people there, that it would be more balanced, maybe blue this time, red next time. It would be purple, kind of flipping back and forth or whatever. So you add on to that, I bet you, because Texas is a lock 'em up state too. So you probably got a lot of black and brown people down there that have lost their rights. Whether it's probation, probation or parole. You have a lot of migrants down there working and stuff like that aren't citizens and stuff. They're on work visas down there. They can't vote. You know what I'm saying? And then that was part of the reason Governor Abbott shipped people out that state too. You don't want them to he doesn't want them to become citizens, because then they become voters. You know what I mean? And shout out Chicago, Illinois, though. I'm not the biggest Illinois fan. Just, that a lot of that has to do with sports, because I'm from Wisconsin. Y'all know how that goes. But that state is always blue. That's because they have a lot of black people in Illinois. So they have the numbers to win elections. And then you mix in with with a lot of good white people in Illinois, boom, you're able to win elections. You see what I mean? Like here in Wisconsin, we literally don't have enough black people to win elections. That's why we have to count on white people. We have to, that's how so like, how are you supposed to win anything? So when people are like, oh, it was black people, it was Latin people and all that. No, white people can win. White people, they don't even need black and brown people to vote. They can do all that shit without us. Just vote for whoever they want for. Look, why do you think there's been 45 white presidents and only one black president? And if you thought for a second, that's why I had always been saying, I was like, man, I don't know, man. I'm kind of skeptical. Y'all heard me when I was telling Michelle, man, I'm not feeling good because I just don't totally trust white people. You know what I mean? Because even though some of them didn't, and y'all were hearing it during debates. Y'all would be hearing white people saying, "Oh, I don't like Trump. I don't like some of the stuff he says, but I'm going to vote for him." That's because they have more in common with dude. You know, Trump, he probably talks like, he's like a lot of them white people. He's relatable because he's their grandfather. That's their granddad. That's, foul talking granddad that just has no filter, That's how some of their families kick and talk with each other, disrespect each other, call each other all kinds. You know what I mean? So when Trump talks like that, they're not offended by that. They're not offended by that. They're like, whatever. They're not going to vote for some black woman. They have nothing in common with her. Nothing. So naturally, they're just going to go for dude. Even if he said whatever the fuck he wants, they're going to vote for dude. You know what I'm saying? Because the racism is not pointed at them. So they can blow it off and dismiss it. I heard a white dude call the radio station today. It was a black radio station. And he called in and he said that he has his family's mixed and biracial and all this stuff, right? And this is a white fella, though. And he was saying how him and his whole family sat down and they talked about the election and shit. And they decided to vote for Trump. Yeah, it's easy for you, white boy, to vote for Trump because you're white. You have more in common with him. Even if you don't like some of the stuff he says and all that stuff like that, you ain't got to worry about being deported. You're white. So you can sit there and be like, man, that was fucked up. That was mean what he said. Man, that wasn't nice. Damn, that was disrespectful. But he ain't saying it about you. So you can get over it and just kind of blow it off and excuse it because it's not directed at you. You know what I'm saying? So, but my point with the Texas thing, is that if they got damn near close to 60% of the people in the state that vote are white, and you have another 40%, you got a lot of black and brown people down there, that goes to show you. That means that some of the Latin people down there, they act more white. And what I mean when I say act white, here's an example. You have some Latin people that are telling, we've all seen and heard it, are telling other Mexican people to go back to Mexico, get over on the other side of the wall. I literally heard a Mexican tell a Mexican that online. I was like, oh shit. That's what acting white is. And what I mean is because although no one should be racist towards anyone, it's more natural for a white, we would expect a white person to tell a Mexican person to go back to Mexico or get behind the wall or get your ass out of here or call them a wetback or whatever. You see what I mean? So that's what I mean when I say that they're acting white. Because they say and they treat, and they can be racial like how white people are. That's what I mean by that, acting white. It doesn't mean sounding white, talking white. It's just it means, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. So you have that. So you have a lot of Latin people down there thinking and acting that way. You know what I'm saying? So they're voting for that white candidate. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. And then too, and what else goes in that too, a state like Texas or even a state like Louisiana, if you're black and your state is always going to vote red, your state's been red forever, why would you go vote? Your vote doesn't matter. Other than you wanting to go and just do the process because, you feel like I went and voted. And, that's all good, but, your vote literally ain't going to matter because you're not going to win. There's not enough of you. That's why the electoral college shit needs to go. Because if everyone's vote, if they just did total votes, you had 1,000 votes and he had 900, okay? You had 1,000, that means you win. You know what I'm saying? If it was like that, then more people would vote in every state because they know their vote would matter. You're just trying to run your totals up. And whoever gets the most votes. Because in reality, they do go by the popular vote because everyone votes in a state. You know what I'm saying? And they add the votes up and all. So you still, and then whoever wins the most in that state gets those electoral votes. Whether it's 9 or whatever the number is assigned to the state. So you still do total the votes up, and whatever candidate wins those votes, has the most, wins those electoral college. But that doesn't filter out through the whole country. That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. Or a state like if you're somebody black and you live in like Montana or Wyoming or something like that, why would you go vote? There's 10 black people in that whole state. There's more than that. Probably a few more, but you know what I'm saying. There's only a handful of black people there. Your vote ain't gonna matter. What's it gonna? It's gonna get swallowed up by all them white votes. You ain't got nothing coming. So why would you vote? You see what I'm saying? So that's why some people literally don't go vote, and I understand that. And it's set up that way. That stuff's set up that way. This stuff's set up that way. But that's, you know what I'm saying? That's why. Because there's probably some black people and the good Latin people that don't go vote. Because they're like, oh, this state's going to be red anyways. It's always red. It's always red. It's always red. Fuck it, I ain't going to vote. And then you throw on top of that, people got to work every day and do all this and stuff like that. So, just something to think about.